Hi Art One, how are you? I miss you guys. I hope your families are staying safe and healthy right now, and you as well, of course. I'm here to start your first project with you. So I am going to have you do a miniature version of what we did in class, a small still life in graphite on your own at home. Check in with me as much as you need to during that 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. window of time. You can message me on Schoology, send me pictures in progress. I do have a small assignment in the beginning where you're going to photograph your setup and your supplies just so I can see what you're working with. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to pick out a piece of fabric to use for drapery, solid fabric, no print. Try to find something that doesn't have a whole lot of wrinkles in it, or you could certainly iron it if you needed to, but I found this pillowcase and just smoothed it out with my hands and it's working out great. I set this up so I can put it out, but also put it away if I need to use this space for something else. So if you have a shared space or you have other work that you're going to have to do and you're not going to do this all in one sitting, which is probably going to be the case, you're probably going to take a break. So what I would do is I would put the fabric over top of something that you can easily pick up and move while keeping the objects where they are. You want to be able to put this still life back in place the way it was when you first set it up and first started drawing it. So I actually took a couple books and put it inside of my pillowcase, and then I'm just smoothing the fabric out. I want to have some folds to work with, but not a whole lot. I want you to keep this simple unless you're really, really looking for a challenge. Then I want you to pick 1 to 3 objects. So I went out and picked some daffodils out, and then I put them in a glass jar. You can pick something like simple, like a piece of fruit would be great. Or if you want to do something more complex, something with reflections would be, or like a lot of detail and a lot of texture to it would be something more challenging. Do something that you're comfortable with and that you're excited to work with. When setting up your still life objects, I'd like you to think about the rule of thirds or the golden spiral. In my case, I thought about the golden spiral. I looked at the daffodil and I wanted the focal point to be the most contrasting area that is the center here. The center, when you come out from there, kind of your eye tends to follow this curve of this inner part and then kind of go to the outer petals, hit this other daffodil, and then sweep down with the stems here, and that makes a nice golden spiral for me. So I'm really happy with that composition. If you're not feeling the golden spiral, the rule of thirds is another way that you can compose your subjects. So if you think about a tic-tac-toe grid and place the focal point on one of the intersecting lines of that tic-tac-toe grid, that's a start. That's going to get your focal point out of the center, which we don't want. An off-center focal point is going to create more eye movement. Then if you place other things on the other points of that grid, that tends to flow like the golden spiral and create some really interesting eye movement and composition for your still life. Arranging your objects with that in mind will make your artwork more successful. Okay, supplies that you'll need to complete this project will include a piece of white drawing paper. If you don't have drawing paper, computer paper is fine as well. Approximately 8 by 10 or 9 by 12 size is perfect. A piece of scrap paper to rest your hand on while you're working to keep your artwork clean and smudge free. Your art pencils. If you have them at home, you'll want your 6H and your 2H for the lighter areas. Your HB is your middle value, and then your 2B and your 6B are your darker values. If you happen to have a graphite stick, that's great. If you don't have any of these and you only have a number 2 pencil, that will work fine as well. You can vary the pressure with a number 2 pencil and get a variety of values. A white plastic eraser. If you have a pink eraser, that's okay. It will work just fine, but if you have a white eraser, I'd prefer that you use that. A pencil sharpener, a kneaded eraser, if you have one available to you, pull it out. If not, no worries, I have other tricks that you can try. If you have any blending stumps available, that's also great. If not, try some Q-tips. If you happen to have any of these kind of more like precision erasers, that's great. If you don't, you can use your regular white plastic eraser, or the back of a pencil eraser is fine too. And then everyone will want to also have a paper towel or a tissue as well for blending larger areas. Okay, once you have all of those things ready to go, snap a picture and submit it to the assignment. Really easy, 5 points, and it lets me know that you're started and working, and I can see also what you're working with. And again, check in with me on Schoology if you have any questions. I'm happy to look at work in progress moving forward. All right, I miss you guys.